So Russia's Euro 2008 journey, well, it's come to an end on a very wet and stormy evening in Vienna, and if you look behind me you will see the fans that they're taking shelter. They're pretty downhearted at the moment. A lot of them, their thoughts are filled at the moment with just how they're going to make their way home after a lot of them have made a long journey just to get out here for what is the biggest match in Russia's footballing history. 17 years since the country was formed, and they've never made it to the quarter-finals, never mind the semi-finals of a major competition. So this has been a groundbreaking competition for them. They might be down at the moment, but I think when they sit down to reflect, they will realise that tonight they were taken apart by what was a very impressive Spanish team for the second time in the competition. They lost again by a 3-goal margin, and this Spanish side, well, I think they're finally realising the talent that the Spanish league has been producing for many a year. The Spanish fans, they're obviously very happy. The Russians, though, disappointed. They built their high hopes up over this competition, and they're realising now that perhaps this was a dream that eventually had to end, and that's what happened tonight. They are, though, very philosophical. We've just spoken to some of the fans. They realise this might not have been their day today, but their time could yet come.
We played very badly today, and I don't know why. Spain was definitely stronger, but we still believe in our team and its coach. The Russian team has shown that it can play, and it has excellent players. It's a young team, and I think that it will play some great football at the World Cup in 2010. After all, we didn't come last in this championship. We came fourth.
The first time of the play was great. Both teams were equal, for my opinion. But the second part of the play, it seems that our players were a little bit tired.
We won against the Dutch and we won against the Swedes, but today wasn't our day. The guys were simply tired. They've won the bronze, and I think we're still able to show Europe that Gus Hiddink's national team is capable of making progress and achieving great results.
So as you heard from those Russian fans we just spoke to, once they've actually had time to sit down and think about what's happened, they're realising that actually there are a lot of positives to be taken from this competition. Of course, Russia, remember, well, they were given almost no chance at the start of this competition. They weren't expected to progress from the group stages. That was their ultimate goal, and they have surpassed that. And above that, well, if you look at the impact that it's made on football back in Russia, you know, Russian youngsters a few weeks ago, all they would have worn were shirts that said Ronaldo, Ronaldinho on the back. But these performances have really raised the profile of football back in Russia. It's cast them in the spotlight, and it's put Russian football on the map. And I think in the future you'll see a lot more youngsters wearing their Arshavin shirts and the Pavlyuchenko shirts, and doing it with pride and aspiring to be in the future footballers just like their heroes. Andrei Arshavin in particular, he has been thrust into the media spotlight, and it's every possibility now that he will be moving on to another league, possibly Spain, possibly Barcelona is one team that has shown an interest in him, one of the biggest clubs in the world. And that was one thing that Gus Hiddink mentioned prior to the European Championships. He said, you know, all but one of my players come from the Russian league. It's not the strongest league in the world, and that prevents the Russian team from being as competitive as it possibly could be. I think when the fans get home and they look back at the time they've had, they'll think it's been a wonderful journey. Their emotions were taken higher than they ever thought they would be, and I think that they won't cry that it's over. They'll probably just smile that it actually happened.